Welcome back everyone to this episode of Tank Encyclopedia's bi-weekly report. Unfortunately Nathaniel is stuck with moving, so you will have the distinct pleasure of spending this lovely report with me. Summer is winding down and we are gathering speed to continue our projects. The steady stream of articles continuing as usual. But keep an eye out, more amazing rewrites are on their way and they will be amazing. Now, thanks to our patrons, in August we have received $115, which we used to reproduce 11 new illustrations for 7 articles, some of which have already been published, such as the Wentworth Cruiser and the SDKFZ 250 with the 5cm pack gun. Now let's have a gander at our archive finds. This time we take a look at the ammo stowage guide of the A43 Black Prince. The diagram located at the National Archives in Kew shows us how the ammo was stored in relation to the gun and crew. It describes the angles of the stowage departments and the number of rounds that can be stacked up in the vehicle, as well as the loading order of the ammo shelves. For a book review, we will be covering the booklet King Tiger, released by Ammo by Meg. To be honest, it's more of a visual guide for modelers, but the color photos taken from museum pieces are a welcome sight for every tank enthusiast. The booklet contains 54 highly detailed, glossy paper pages. The introduction consists of a letter written by Alexei Korlov, a soldier of the USSR, describing his first confrontation with the German Tiger II heavy tank. Historical and technical information is few and far between, but the sheer amount of high-quality pictures makes more than up for the lack of written data, which is probably for the best since the false nomenclature of Porsche and Henschel turret is used extensively. To be fair, the author mentions that these names are in fact not true, but fails to be consistent with that knowledge. The book shows every angle of the remaining Tiger IIs around the world and gives tips for painting and weathering in high detail. Also included are 3D renders made by Takom, 2 blueprints for the pre-production turret version, and the production one as well. A huge bonus is the fact that, similar to our fashion, Ammo by Meg included illustrations of several Tiger II tanks over the last few pages, showing camouflage schemes and describing the unique vehicles illustrations were inspired by. In conclusion, the booklet is well worth its price of around €13, especially if you can get a hold of it during a sale, but don't expect a high quality technical and historical documentation. There are some grammar errors, but considering the author's mother tongue is Spanish, there are no big mistakes. For its intended purpose as a modeler's visual guide, it is excellent. This time around in gaming news, we'll be taking a look at the rest of the content for War Thunder announced in the time since our last report. First, the major news. The Chinese tree will be arriving on the international servers, bringing with it armored vehicles from a variety of sources, such as the USA, USSR, Germany, and some indigenous designs. The announcement has been met with mixed reception, with some players eager to try out their favorite vehicles and some small amount unique to the Chinese tree, and others decrying the pure historical accuracy and attention to detail of the line, as well as the addition of yet more clones to the game. One vehicle in particular has been showcased by Gaijin, the CM11, a mid-80s design concocted from a variety of existing parts, such as the M60A3 hull and M48A1 turret. The tank sports not just ERA to protect against chemical rounds, but the new thermal sight feature being introduced alongside the new vehicles in update 1.91. Several other vehicles are being introduced to the game, including the Italian CDAM-25 Mistral, a SPEA with heat-seeking missiles, and a quartet of 25mm autocannons and the Type 75 SPG for the Japanese. France will also be receiving a captured Panther Dauphine as a premium, while Italy will also receive the Ariad PSO. A new map will also be coming to the game for ground battles, the cargo port map, set in a relatively modern international port. All in all, update 1.91 will be adding a lot of features to the game, both in terms of new content and features, as well as a variety of bug fixes and tweaks which should hopefully improve the experience of playing the game. Oh man, we've had some amazing articles released in the last 2 weeks. Of all the heavy tank projects from Germany in World War II, one vehicle stands out as something very different from the others and drew significant curiosity from the Allies when they first encountered it. A vehicle combining the armor of a heavy tank with a weapon never fitted to an armored fighting vehicle before, a 38 cm mortar. This incredible vehicle was developed for a specific purpose: urban combat. In such a situation, a huge shell could demolish whole buildings and defensive structures. It could deliver a huge explosive shell at close quarters or be used for a long-range shelling of an enemy position. That vehicle was the German Sturmtiger. You can read more about it in our article on our website or in the second issue of our magazine. In the late 1950s, the United Kingdom was looking for a new self-propelled gun. It was envisioned that this would replace the ram-based Sexton, a Second World War era 25-pounder gun-armed SPG that was still in service with the Royal Artillery. It was also planned that it would somewhat replace the 25-pounder gun in general, as the towed version was also still in service. A 105mm gun would be developed to replace the 25-pounder. For ease of production, it was decided that this new SPG would be placed on the FV-432 Trojan armored personnel carrier, then coming into service. The SPG would receive the designation FV-433 and would be designed and constructed by Vickers. Besides these, we also published new articles on the Ivell Motor Ambulance, Ivell First Aid Motor, the Wentworth Cruiser Tank, the Columb 1 to 2 man tank, Project Pelican, and the half-track amphibian cargo carrier T-32. That's all for this report. Make sure to follow our website, we will be releasing new articles on the regular. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or Reddit. If you use Discord, there is a link to our community server in the description, and if you would like to help us continue to develop and expand, consider donating on Patreon. All of the funds will be used to help us enhance and design new articles and features for you. I'm Wolfgang, and until next time, keep us in your sights.